after police say Bishop Lamore Whitehead and his wife were robbed during a church service by three masked gunmen of their very expensive jewelry, said to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The bishop was back at the pulpit, thanking God no one lost their life as he demonstrated what had happened.
God told me, open the doors back up and preach and teach and pray and do everything that we would have done if that didn't happen.
He thanked the NYPD for the additional security as they continue to investigate. So far, there have been no arrests. Bishop Whitehead says attendance was lighter than usual for a Sunday because so many members were traumatized. Some, however, were determined to come out and show support.
I heard what happened to the bishop, and it just touched my heart. So, I just think that it's a shame that somebody would come into the house of the Lord and to rob him.
It's been a rough week for Bishop Whitehead. In addition to safety worries, accusations surfaced in published news reports that he's facing a lawsuit from a former church member for allegedly bilking her of her life savings.
We know that woman that claims she's a parishioner from this church, that's spying on the bishop. We know she ain't never been a member of this church.
He also reportedly failed to pay a $335,000 court judgment to the developer of his $1.6 million New Jersey home. I asked him about both allegations.
My attorney is handling everything, and the truth is going to come out.
His church services are held in an event space he rents for use on Sunday mornings. It has direct access to the street with no security barrier. Bishop Whitehead says faith leaders should be allowed to carry guns.
The houses of worship, we need to be protected. That's why I'm calling on the governor, the mayor, and all the Congress and Assembly and Council to pass a law that, houses of worship, if you're a pastor, if you're any type of Episcopal or Levite of the church, that we should be able to get permits for firearms.
Bishop Whitehead says he can't allow himself to be distracted by criticism of his personal style or financial allegations. And he says instead, he'll focus on raising awareness about the safety issues facing religious leaders. In Canarsie, I'm Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Renee Michelle. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and share to this channel. I see everybody's putting their 2 cents on this Whitehead story, and I want to put mine on there with a little twist on giving you guys how to be aware of false prophets. Just some scriptures out the Bible that you see on the screen right now that that we all should use when we're dealing with people of the cloth that claim to be, the man of God or the woman of God, whoever. I don't know. Just a Christian period or, But first off, I want to talk about the Whitehead situation. I think it's a lot. I don't know. He said something about he's trying to get the government to have pastors to have guns or whatever in the church. I don't see that as a problem, but by him being a felony, he wouldn't be able to have a gun in the church anyway. So that's not why he's doing all this. And I think that him just being very narcissistic, he got up there reenacting what had happened, triggering everybody, even myself, and I wasn't even there because, why would you do that? Why would you do that? He want to be seen, He one of these scriptures on here, I feel like it really talks about him. Let me see, can I find that scripture right now? It really talks about him, and he really is a narcissist. He's a person that wants to be seen, wants to be heard, wants to be all in front of the camera. Like, why y'all not looking for why you not trying to look for the people that rob you? You win $100 million, my bad, $1 million in jewelry in a church. Come on, man. That ain't even right. That's not even right when your church look like the hole in the wall. Nah, man. What will Jesus do? That's all I can say. What will Jesus do? 1 John 4:1-6 says, Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirit. See whether they are from God. For many false prophets have gone out into the world. By this, you know the Spirit of God. And he don't have a spirit of God to me. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I think he more vanity, more he gotta look good, he gotta be Gucci down, he's more materialistic than a man of God, because a man of God, I already know that it's easier for a poor man to get into heaven than it is for a rich man. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is from God. And every spirit that does not confess Jesus is not from God. This is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you heard was coming and now is in the world already. Little children, you are from God and has overcome them. For he who is in you is greater than he who is in this world. They are from the world, therefore they speak from the world, and the world listens to them. But 2 Peter 2:1, but false prophets also arise among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you, who will secretly bring in destruction, harassing, even denying the master who brought them, bringing upon themselves a swift destruction. Destruction. 2 Corinthians 11:13-15. For such a man are false apostles, deceitful workmen, disguise themselves as apostles of Christ. And no wonder, for even Satan disguised himself as an angel of light. So it is not surprised if the servant also disguised himself as a servant of righteousness. Therein will correspond with their deeds. Let's read a couple of more, because I feel like this is very important, because we got a lot of false prophets out here. You know, me per se, I remember being in a church a long time ago when I used to go to church. I don't go as much as I used to now. I don't go at all, to be honest. I feel like the church is all about the money. I feel like when I was there, the needs that I needed them to help me with, it wasn't met. I feel like they preach the same thing over and over. The resurrection, the Easter bunny, Santa Claus. I feel like all that stuff is not what they need to be preaching about. I feel like they should be preaching more about spiritual warfare. You know, I feel like they need to preach more about demons and devils, because you can't preach about God and not preach about demons and devils and evil spirits and stuff like that, because it's naturally they're out here, you know. And I need them to stop pretending like they don't do rituals and all that stuff in church. And everything else that everybody else does is bad. I felt like the church was very judgmental, you know, and I feel like it's the church. And I know people say, well, the church is just a building, but it's not the building, it's the people that's in the building that makes it the way it is. and it turns people away, and it put a sour feeling inside them. So when I decided that that was not for me, I chose to be spiritual, find God for myself, read my Bible on my own terms when I want to read the Bible, form my own relationship with God, my higher power, you know. And if you really is in your spirituality or know anything, you know Jesus is just a name of God. God has many names. So I don't have to be a Christian to have a relationship with God, because there are many ways to get to God. But I feel like, you know, these false prophets or teachers out here that pretend that they're teaching people when they're really not, you know, it's kind of like really scary, because it's speaking everything that the Bible said to be. And we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves, you know. In order for you to have that relationship with God, you have to do that for yourself. Can't no man, woman, or child do that for you. You have to get on your knees and pray. You have to talk to the Lord. You have to do those things. You have to use your intuition, your discernment to know people for who they is. You know, there's no way in the world that having $1 million worth of jewelry in the church is right when your church looking like a hole in the wall. Then your background is from scamming other people, taking away from other people. Where's God in that? It seems to me like he just want to be in front of the camera. He wants to be the center of attention. Woe is me. When it's not of God at all. You know. Deuteronomy 18:20 says, "But the prophet who presumes to speak a word in my name that I have not commanded him to speak, or who speak in the name of other gods, the same prophet shall die." And in Revelations 19:20 says, the beast was captured, and with it the false prophet who was in the presence had done the signs by which he deceived those who had received the mark of the beast, and those who worship its image. These two were thrown alive in the lake of the fire and burned with sulfur. Anyway, I just wanted to bring the attention to you guys. I know a lot of people just talking about him and his robbery or whatever. I just want people to be aware of false prophets that are really out here, that really are among us, that really are, you know, taking advantage of people. For one, why would anybody want somebody that's preaching to them that has a history of taking from people, that served time in jail for identity theft? You know, it don't take a lot to go and get a pastor's license. Don't take a lot. Like, we have to really do pay attention. And then he's on this thing talking about he wanna make a law where pastors can carry guns and all that. Why you worried about that, bro? You can't carry no gun, you a felon. So come on, bro. Make it make sense. So he doing this for all the wrong reasons. Like, where is God in it? Mark 7:6 and 9. And he said unto them, Well, did Isaiah prophesy of you hypocrites, as it is written, these people honor me with their lives, but their heart is far from me. In vain do they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. You leave the commandments of God and hold to the traditions of men. And he said unto them, you have found a way to rejecting the commandments of God in order to establish your traditions. So, come on, bro. Come on. And Matthew 7:21 says, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but the one who does the will of my Father who is in heaven. And this is the last one I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna read two more, and then I'm gonna let y'all go, and I'm gonna just think about it. Like, these churches are out of hand. Well, not the churches, period. I don't want to keep saying just the church. I think the pastors of churches, pretty much, because the church is just the building and the people that's in it. But 2 Peter 2:1-3. But false prophets also arose among the people, just as there will be false teachers among you, who will secretly bring in destruction, heresies, even denying the master who brought them, bringing upon themselves swiftly destructions. And many will follow their sensuality, and because of them, the way of the truth will be blasphemed. And in their greed, they will exploit you with false words. Their condemnation from long ago is not idle, and their destruction is not asleep. And this is the last one, Matthew 7:15-20. Be aware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes greater from the thorn bush, gathered from the thorn bush, and figs from the thistle? So every healthy tree bears good fruit, but diseased trees bear bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a diseased tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. One more is the last one, I promise you. 1 Corinthians 14:33. But God is not a God of confusion, but peace, as in all churches of the saints. So God is not a God of confusion. When there's a lot of confusion around, there ain't nothing but the devil. Nothing but the devil. So I just want to bring this to you and give y'all my 2 cents on this chunk. And yeah, we gotta stay prayed up. You know, find God for yourself. You know, you can still go to church if you want to and get the word or whatever. Learn more, I don't know. But find God for yourself. And even if you go, you still don't have to take their word for it. Go look it up for yourself. Do it for yourself. You know, that's what I feel in my heart. You have to have a relationship with God by yourself. Nobody can have that relationship for you. You know, and that's where you get that discernment, where you know the real from the fake. So don't let these people out here try to fool you guys and fool us about, oh, he right for wearing Gucci and staying in a $3 million house. And $3 million house or whatever. I don't know how much the house is, but rolling around in a Rolls Royce, no. If he doing all that, I want to hear about the stuff that what he's doing to give back, what he's doing for the congregation. Because the way that church look, ain't no way. All that money he got, that whole Rolls Royce could have had that whole place renovated. And then for him to come back and then reenact how it was on camera for everybody to see, triggering everybody in the church again, even his 8-month-old daughter, just triggering him. He had to show us how it happened all again when we already seen how it happened. Nah, bro, make that make sense, bro. Make it make sense. That's disturbing. Very. So I just want to leave y'all with that. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share. I'm just in my beginning stages, so I know it sound kind of off and whatever else, but doing the best I can, you know. It's something for me to do. And I'll be back soon with another video. I'm Renee Michelle. Thanks for listening.